God says, I will never talk to you if you skip him now. A big tragedy is coming your way. I am trying to save you from a huge danger. Don't you dare to skip this. Open this quickly by 10:57 p.m. before it's too late. My beloved, you must not take this moment lightly. This is not just a message, it is a divine interruption. I am reaching into your life not to frighten you, but to rescue you from something you do not yet see coming. If you walk away now, if you treat this as just another ordinary word, you will silence the very help that is trying to reach you. I am not speaking for no reason. I am warning you because you are closer to a breaking point than you realize. Type Amen if you believe. There is something being formed in the shadows that is not meant for your good, and the only reason it hasn't reached you yet is because my hands have been holding it back. But if you turn your heart cold, if you harden your spirit, if you treat my mercy as noise, then what I once shielded you from may be allowed to approach. I say this not to scare you, but to wake you up. You have wandered far in your thoughts, even while standing still. You have become comfortable in distractions, yet desperate for peace. I see your confusion, your longing for clarity, and your quiet cries at night. This is the moment I step in, but I will not force myself into a heart that keeps shutting the door. You have asked me to speak, and I have. You have begged for a sign, and I gave you this moment. You pleaded for a way out, and I created it through this message. Now the choice rests on your response. Do not take this as mere words, this is a lifeline. You may not understand everything now, but if you continue reading, I will unfold what has been hidden from you. I will lift the weight that has been crushing you silently. But it begins with your decision not to walk away. You have felt like something is wrong, like the days are growing heavier, like something unseen is wrapping around your future, trying to suffocate the hope you once carried. That feeling is not just in your imagination. It is a spiritual truth trying to push through your distractions. I am sending this message to rip through that fog, to grab your soul by the hand and pull you from the edge you didn't know you were standing on. You've smiled on the outside while carrying storms on the inside, and no one has seen the weight pressing down on your chest. This is your moment. Do not scroll past the very hand that is trying to lift you out. If you do, you may walk straight into the pain I've been trying to keep from you. You say you want change, you say you want healing, but every time I come close, you rush back into the same numbness that has kept you broken. I need you to slow down and let me speak before the silence becomes permanent. I do not want to be quiet in your life, but I will not compete with the noise you allow to drown me out. You have to choose to hear me now. Type 1111 if you trust in God. There is an hour coming where my voice will seem distant, not because I have left you, but because you will have tuned me out one too many times. I am calling you to pause before it's too late. The tragedy I speak of is not something small, and it is not random. It is a direct assignment crafted to destroy the promise I've placed inside of you. I have tried to warn you in whispers, in delays, in strange feelings in your chest. But now I speak clearly, because the hour is short. If you listen, I will lead you through it safely. But if you ignore me again, if you treat this like the rest, the pain you walk into will not be because I abandoned you. It will be because you refuse to be rescued. I still love you. I still want you. I am still willing to guide you. But your response is the gatekeeper. I will not force you to listen, but I will not keep begging either. This is your turning point. You are not alone, even though you have felt like you were. I have been with you through sleepless nights and silent battles. I've counted your tears and heard the prayers you didn't speak out loud. This moment is my answer. You don't need another confirmation. You don't need another delay. What you need is to receive this message into your spirit and hold on. The danger I am protecting you from is real, but so is my power to deliver you. I will not let you fall if you take my hand now. You've asked me, God, why does it feel like everything is falling apart? And I whisper back, because I am shaking loose everything that is not meant to go with you into the next season. The pain you feel is not punishment. It is preparation. But it will only transform you if you stay connected to me. If you walk away now, the shaking will become breaking. But if you stay near, I will use the shaking to elevate you. I will use what was meant to destroy you as the very platform that carries your healing forward. I'm not asking for perfection. I'm asking for your heart. I'm not asking for noise. I'm asking for stillness. If you would just give me 5 more minutes of your attention, I will do what years of struggle couldn't. You're closer than you think. You're not reading this by mistake. I timed this message for your soul because I love you too much to let you drift any further. Don't skip this and then ask why I was silent later. I am speaking now. You asked me to speak. This is my voice. Soft, clear, full of mercy, but firm because of love. What if wealth was never about luck, but a hidden brain signal buried in CIA files? This frequency is opening doors, attracting opportunities, and changing lives quickly. Thousands are already using it to attract wealth like never before. Click the link in the description and comments now and activate the money-attracting brain wave today. God says, I have not sent this message to pass the time or entertain your emotions. I sent it because I have seen the weight pressing down on your soul, the hidden burdens that no one around you has noticed, and the quiet breaking happening inside your heart. I am here now, not to watch you fall apart, but to rebuild you from the very place you began to lose yourself. You've been trying to stay strong while carrying more than your shoulders were meant to hold. But I didn't design you to survive this life on your own. I made you for me. I made you for my presence. And when you run from that, you run straight into a storm without shelter. You have delayed your healing long enough. You have silenced your spirit long enough. I watched you make excuses for your pain, acting like you were fine when I could see you weren't. This is why I sent this message directly into your day, like a voice that breaks through the fog. You are not reading this by chance. Heaven aligned this very moment with your need. The urgency in my words is not meant to crush you, it is my love in full force, pushing past every wall you've built, every layer of numbness you've worn, and every moment you thought you had to pretend you were okay. I am not asking you to fake strength anymore. Type 222 if you walk by faith. I need you to understand that when I said tragedy is near, it wasn't to terrify you. It was to stop you in your tracks before it sweeps in unannounced. You are not helpless, and this danger is not stronger than me. But your disconnection, your constant turning away, your refusal to sit with me even for a few minutes each day, those choices are placing you at risk. The enemy is not after your money or your comfort. He is after your soul. And when you ignore my voice, when you skip over my messages, when you choose noise over stillness, you make it easier for him to move in and steal what I've been protecting. You are not in this battle alone, and I have never left your side, but I cannot fight for you if you keep refusing to open the door. There are blessings stacked in places you have not yet reached. There is favor waiting to pour over you, peace that wants to flood your chest, and clarity that has been waiting for your surrender. But they are blocked behind your distractions, buried beneath your hesitations, and silenced by the voices you keep listening to instead of mine. I want to lead you, but I will not drag you. You've already noticed that something in your life feels misaligned. Things that once worked no longer flow. People you trusted have shifted. Your joy feels distant, and your thoughts have become heavier. That is not random. That is the spiritual climate of your life reacting to your disconnection from me. When you drift from the source of peace, everything around you begins to tremble. That trembling is a sign, not of punishment, but of what happens when your spirit is starving. I am the only one who can feed it. And I am calling you now to return before the drought becomes permanent. I saw you last week, when you almost gave up. I heard you cry in the quiet when you thought no one cared. I watched you smile in public while breaking inside. And I whispered to you, even then. This message is the continuation of that whisper. I am not finished with you. You are not disqualified. You have not missed your moment. But if you walk away again, you may walk straight into a pain that I begged you to avoid. You can't say I didn't try to stop it. I am trying now. Type 555 to claim protection. This moment is sacred. It is not like all the others. You can feel the weight in your chest because your spirit knows what's at stake. You were meant for more than just surviving. You were made to rise in me, to carry my light into the dark places, to walk with authority and joy. But you cannot walk in what I promised if you keep delaying your surrender. It's time to release the pride. It's time to let go of the habits you know are hurting you. It's time to stop pretending that you don't hear me calling. Because the tragedy is not just about what's coming externally. The greatest danger is what will happen inside of you if you continue to ignore my voice. You'll become numb. You'll stop caring. You'll slowly stop praying. Then the things that once convicted you will feel normal. And before long, you'll forget what my presence ever felt like. That, my child, is the true tragedy. Not the pain that comes from life's storms, but the slow death of your spirit when you stop talking to me. That is why I am speaking so clearly now. Because I would rather break your comfort than let you break completely. I would rather disturb your distractions than let your soul die silently. You don't need to earn my love. You don't need to fix yourself first. I want you right now, as you are. You can come trembling. You can come messy. You can come confused. Just come. Let me cover you again. Let me rebuild you. Let me fight what's coming for you. But let me in. I will never beg to be part of your life, but I will always wait with open arms until you realize what you've been missing. You were not created to be consumed by fear. You were not designed to live in worry. You were born with purpose, sealed with grace, and anointed to make it through things that others did not survive. But you can't do it your way. That's what brought you here, exhausted, stretched thin, unsure of who you are. Come back to me. I will remind you. Come rest in me. I will restore you. Come surrender. I will protect you. A 7-second at-home ritual, scientifically proven by neuroscience labs and hidden for decades in CIA files, is now public, and people are seeing money flow into their lives. Scientists say it activates a brain pathway linked to abundance. Click the link in the comments below before this knowledge disappears again. God says, I have seen you teetering between surrender and hesitation, caught between your desire to draw close to me and your habit of pulling away when it matters most. You've been trying to live both in the world and with me, trying to balance the noise outside and the whisper of my spirit within you. But I'm telling you now, you cannot keep walking that line. There's no more room for delay. What's coming next will demand that you be either fully with me or completely vulnerable to what waits outside my covering. I am not here to force you, but I am here to remind you that your window of comfort is closing. You feel it, don't you? The shift. The change in the air. The tug in your chest that something is not right, that something is about to happen, and that your soul must be ready. That feeling is not anxiety. That pressure is not random. It is me, your God, moving urgently in your life. I am making it uncomfortable because I need your full attention. I am disturbing the things that once distracted you because I am trying to pull you into the light before the darkness that's been circling finally makes its move. My hand has held it back long enough, but your yes is what keeps the door sealed. Type yes to affirm this message if you feel it deep in your spirit. If you knew how much I have protected you from already, you would fall to your knees in gratefulness. If you understood how many traps were set for you that never reached you because I stepped in, you would stop questioning whether I still love you. I have been present in ways that your eyes could not see. I've been the reason behind unexplained peace. I've been the calm in your chaos, the delay that saved your life, the closed door that kept you from heartbreak, the broken plan that led to your hidden protection. But now, you're at a turning point, and I cannot keep shielding you without your cooperation. I need your full return. Not half-hearted obedience. Not empty prayers. Not moments where you seek me only when the pain hits. I need your heart to be steady again. I need you to stop running when I try to sit you down. Stop turning away when I try to pour into you. Stop ignoring the signs I've sent through dreams, through words, through even the timing of this message. You asked me to speak to you, and here I am, louder than ever, before the clock runs out. I have not forgotten you. I have not given up on you. I am still standing beside you, even now. But I can't stop the storm if you walk into it by choice. I can't block the consequences if you ignore every word I say. This is your final warning, not because I want to scare you, but because I love you enough to tell you the truth. What's coming will require a faith that isn't just emotional, a faith that isn't just spoken, but one that is rooted in daily connection with me. I am not your emergency exit. I am your foundation, your shelter, your steady rock. Come back before the earth shakes harder. You've been pulled in so many directions that your soul doesn't even know what rest feels like anymore. But I want to restore that. I want to bring you back into a life of peace, not just comfort, but real, deep, soul-cleansing peace. The kind that quiets the voices in your mind. The kind that slows your racing thoughts. The kind that wakes you up with joy and puts you to sleep without fear. That peace isn't found in what you chase. It's found only in me. You can't substitute it with money. You can't replace it with people. You won't find it in distractions. It's waiting at my feet. And I've kept that place open for you all this time. Type 1919 if you're ready to receive peace and miracles. I've been knocking gently. Now I'm calling loudly. I've been patient through your rebellion. Now I'm asking for your surrender. I've been quiet through your seasons of running. But now, I am speaking clearly. Because this is no longer about convenience. It's about protection. This is not just about your next step, it's about your next storm. And I want you on the right side of it. With me. Covered. Anchored. Untouchable by what's about to pass through the world around you. But if you skip this moment again, if you pretend like your soul isn't being stirred right now, if you tell yourself you'll come back later, then later may never feel like enough. You are mine. I've known you before you took your first breath. I've walked with you when you didn't know how to speak my name. I've covered you through heartbreaks you thought would destroy you. I've whispered over your sleepless nights. I've pulled you back when you didn't know how close you were to losing yourself completely. I've loved you fiercely even when you forgot me entirely. And I'm still here. But the window is closing. The spiritual temperature is shifting. And I will not be ignored forever. If I didn't love you, I would let you go. I would let you figure it out alone. I would leave you to your choices and say nothing while the storm hits. But I can't. Because you still matter to me. Because I still see something sacred in you. Because I still believe you're not too far gone. And because I know the beauty that's waiting on the other side of your yes. God says, I have always known the exact moment your soul would begin to feel the weight of this season. I saw it coming before you ever felt it. I watched your smile slowly fade in secret places. I noticed when your prayers became shorter, not because you didn't believe anymore, but because your spirit became too tired to hold words. I was there when you stayed quiet in rooms where you once laughed. I felt it when you began to withdraw, not from people, but from yourself. And even when you weren't sure what was happening inside you, I knew. That's why I'm speaking now, more clearly than ever before. A classified 7-second morning ritual, once buried in CIA files, is quietly transforming financial lives. In under 30 seconds, it helps shift the mind from scarcity to wealth, with many reporting surprise income and peace. Click the link in the comments below before the page is removed. The path you are walking has led you into shadows, not because you are a failure, but because the light inside you is under attack. That light, your faith, your joy, your peace, has been dimmed not by accident, but by the spiritual warfare surrounding your destiny. The enemy would love nothing more than to see you drained, discouraged, and disconnected. He knows what you carry. He fears what I have placed inside of you. That's why this season has felt heavier than the ones before. That's why your mind has been a battlefield and your heart a silent cry. Type 666 if you trust Jesus to carry you out of this heaviness. I'm not asking you to be strong anymore. I'm not demanding perfection from you. I'm not waiting for you to earn your way back into my arms. I just want your yes. I just want your heart. Because in the middle of the war for your peace, I am the one who can end it. But I cannot help you if you don't let me in. And I cannot protect what keeps choosing to stand outside my covering. You've been drifting, not in rebellion, but in weariness. But even weariness can become dangerous if it turns into disconnection. You've let life tire you out to the point that you don't even know how to rest in me anymore. Let me show you again. You've forgotten what peace feels like, but I remember. I remember the version of you that believed I was enough. I remember the way you used to find me in the stillness. I remember the tears that weren't only pain, but healing too. That version of you isn't gone. They are just buried under fatigue, disappointment, and spiritual noise. But I am here now to uncover you again. To bring you back to your beginning. To awaken what life tried to bury. You haven't lost your anointing. You haven't forfeited your calling. You haven't destroyed your future. But you have stopped letting me speak to your soul. And that silence is louder than you realize. You keep saying you're waiting on a sign. This is it. You keep asking for confirmation. This is it. You keep wondering if I still hear you. The very fact that you're reading this now is proof that I do. I timed it down to the second because I know what's approaching. I know what tomorrow holds. And while you keep looking at the natural things, the bills, the stress, the people, I'm watching your spirit. And right now, it is fragile. Not because you're weak, but because you've been hit over and over again without a moment to breathe. You've been standing in a war zone without armor. And now I'm offering you shelter. Type 1212 if you walk by faith and not by what you see. You don't need to keep proving yourself to me. You just need to come back. Let me fight for you again. Let me carry what's been crushing you. Let me take the pain you don't speak of and turn it into purpose. I know how to do that. I've done it for others. I've done it for you before. And I want to do it again. But I need you to stop skipping these moments. I need you to stop silencing the conviction you feel when you hear me speak. I need you to stop pushing me to the back of your life like I'm an option. I am not your last resort. I am your only refuge. There's a reason this moment feels different. There's a reason your chest feels heavy, your eyes sting, your spirit stirs. It's because this is not just a message, it's a move. A divine interruption. A spiritual rescue. And it's not here to entertain you. It's here to change you. I don't want you to leave this moment the same. I don't want you to forget what you feel right now. I want you to remember this urgency. This invitation. This whisper of grace in the middle of your chaos. You are loved. Deeply. Unconditionally. Eternally. Nothing you've done has changed that. Nothing you've failed at has pushed me away. I'm not shocked by your weakness. I'm not disappointed in your delays. But I am determined to pull you back before you get lost in this storm. You don't have to understand everything right now. You don't need to have it all figured out. But you do need to respond. You do need to listen. You do need to act on what your spirit already knows. This is the turning point. The tragedy that waits outside of my covering is not a threat, it is a reality. Life without me will only grow heavier. The storm you think you can survive alone will turn into something your strength cannot carry. But I offer you something greater than strength. God says, I have waited patiently while you wandered through the noise, chasing after things that could never satisfy the ache in your soul. I watched as you tried to find comfort in distractions that only drained you further, hoping they would silence the unrest that kept whispering, "There's more." And now, with every ounce of mercy within me, I am speaking again, not to condemn you, but to call you home before the weight becomes too much for your heart to carry. You may think you have time, but the clock in the spirit realm is moving faster than you know. You cannot afford to ignore me any longer. I did not send this message because I am angry. I sent it because I love you with a love that has no expiration. I sent it because I still see light in you, even though you've allowed the shadows of this world to surround your heart. I see the version of you that believes again. I see the version of you that remembers me, that longs for my nearness, that cries in silence when no one's watching. And I refuse to let that part of you die in the darkness. I will reach you even here. Even now. Type 2323 if you know this word was sent from God to you. Do you know, inside your brain is a small region linked to wealth and success, once buried in restricted research and hidden in CIA files. This newly revealed frequency is helping people replace stress with financial ease, and God has guided you here. Click the link in the description and comments to activate this hidden brain wave now. You've been living in survival mode, making it through the day while losing touch with your purpose. That's not what I designed you for. You were not made to simply exist. You were crafted by my hands, filled with my breath, and placed in this world for a reason far greater than what you see. The tragedy I warned you of is not only about what is coming to the world around you, it's about what is trying to collapse inside of you. There is a slow erosion happening in your spirit, caused by the distance between us. And that erosion will turn into destruction if it is not healed now. But here's what you must understand: your healing is not something you can delay without consequence. Every time you ignore my voice, a part of your spiritual strength fades. Every moment you push me aside for later, you increase the space for fear and confusion to take root. You've been feeling overwhelmed for a reason. You've been waking up tired, even after sleeping. You've been walking around feeling empty even in rooms full of people. That is not just life, it is your soul crying out for me. You don't need another solution. You need restoration. There are storms forming behind the scenes that have been assigned to derail your future, but I have already made a way of escape. I have already designed the path through it. What I need is for you to stay close. Do not take another step without me. Don't walk blindly into tomorrow thinking you'll figure it out as you go. This next season will not be survived by talent or knowledge. It will only be survived by obedience. The road you're on is becoming narrower because I am calling you deeper. And if you ignore the signs, you'll find yourself lost in a place you were never meant to be. I know it feels like you've messed up too many times to come back. But I never once closed the door on you. The pain you carry from people has made you believe I am distant like them, silent like them, or conditional like them. But I am not them. I never walked away. I never gave up on you. Even when you forgot me, I carried you. Even when you rejected me, I protected you. And even now, I am still willing to restore what you've broken. All I need is your return. Type 2020 if you are ready to claim what's been waiting on the other side of your surrender. You don't have to fix everything before coming to me. I don't need you polished, put together, or perfect. I want your real self, the tired you, the scared you, the broken, confused, bitter, and empty you. That's the version I want. Because that's the one I can heal. You've tried to carry the load long enough. You've tried to be strong for everyone else while falling apart when you're alone. I see that. I feel that. And I am offering something different. Not a temporary break from the pain, but a complete release from it. Let me in again. Let me remind you what peace feels like. Let me show you how light your soul can feel when it's not weighed down by fear, shame, guilt, and confusion. Let me bring back your clarity. Let me restore your passion. Let me reignite your fire. You were not meant to live in this fog. You were not created to spend your life barely holding on. You were chosen to rise, to walk in authority, to live with joy, to wake up with purpose, and to sleep in peace. But all of that begins with your decision to come back. I won't keep repeating myself forever. I am not a God who nags. I am a God who invites, who warns, who reaches, and when my hand is rejected too many times, I step back. Not because I stop loving, but because I honor your choice. And if you continue to walk without me, I will allow the weight of that distance to be felt, not to punish, but to awaken. I love you enough to let the emptiness teach you what you refuse to hear. But I'd rather you listen now, before the silence becomes unbearable. God says, I have seen the weight pressing deeper into your soul, even when no one around you noticed. I've watched the way you've held it all in, trying to be strong, trying to stay calm, trying to survive, but your silence has been screaming to me louder than words ever could. You didn't need to say anything, because I felt everything. The ache. The numbness. The feeling of drifting far from yourself. And I'm here now, not to tell you what you've done wrong, but to remind you that I'm still holding your name with tenderness, still calling you with love, and still extending my hand even while you hesitate. You didn't miss me, I've been right here. You didn't lose me, I've been walking beside you through every invisible breakdown, every battle behind closed doors. I didn't leave when you doubted. I didn't flinch when you questioned. I didn't turn away when you broke down. In fact, I came closer. Because where people left you in weakness, I built my dwelling around it. And where you've been overlooked, I've been watching with a love so fierce it refuses to let you slip away unnoticed. Type Amen if you receive this message with your whole heart. I know it's hard to feel like yourself when everything around you feels unfamiliar. I know you've questioned your identity, your future, and your worth. But let me say this plainly, your value is not tied to how steady you've been. It's anchored in the fact that you belong to me. You are not disposable. You are not invisible. You are not replaceable. You are mine. And even when your strength fails, your identity remains unchanged. I still call you chosen. I still call you redeemed. I still call you worthy of every miracle I've been preparing behind the scenes. Financial freedom is not about effort, but activating a hidden brain signal once buried in CIA files. Neuroscience shows this sound wave helps attract money and opportunity faster, and thousands are already seeing unexpected income. Click the link in the description and comments now to activate the ancient money wave today. You've walked through long nights lately, where it felt like nothing was moving. Like time stood still. Like all your prayers were hitting a ceiling and falling back down empty. But what you couldn't see is what I was doing behind those still moments. I was setting the stage, rearranging timelines, protecting you from things you asked for too soon. You didn't get silence. You got protection. And now I'm pulling you into a divine moment of revelation, a moment where you will see that not 1 second of your waiting was wasted. There is a shift in the air. A new wind blowing into your atmosphere. It is the sound of restoration, of divine rearrangement. But to walk into what I'm releasing, your heart must be aligned with mine again. Not 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Not halfway committed. But fully surrendered. That's what this message is, it's a doorway. And you must choose whether you'll walk through it or stand on the outside wondering what could have been. I don't want you to wonder. I want you to witness. Type 222 if you know this message is rescuing something deep in your spirit. There's still time. There's still hope. The pain hasn't canceled your promise. The delay hasn't deleted your destiny. But now you must move with me. Not ahead of me. Not behind me. With me. I want to lead you into a season that restores every part of you, the broken you, the anxious you, the weary you. But restoration can't happen unless you return. You must return to me not just in crisis, but in every breath. Not just when the pressure is heavy, but when the room is quiet. Because I don't just want to rescue you. I want to dwell with you. You've been living like healing is far away, like peace is for everyone but you, like joy is a memory. But none of that is true. I have healing stored for you that no doctor can prescribe. I have peace that no storm can touch. I have joy that goes beyond circumstances and reaches into the deepest cracks of your soul. But that all begins with your return. Not a religious routine. A real return. A heart that says, I'm ready. I'm done running. I'm ready to feel you again. That's all I need. I've placed people in your life that were meant to reflect my love. Some failed. Some hurt you. Some distorted the way you saw me. But I'm not like them. I won't leave when it gets heavy. I won't change when you're no longer useful. I won't love you less when you're low. I'm steady. I'm sure. I'm present. And I'm not leaving. What I need now is for you to stop shrinking from my voice and start trusting that I am still the safest place you'll ever know. There's something coming that requires you to be spiritually awake. The days ahead are not ordinary. The battles coming will not be won through talent or effort, they will only be overcome through alignment with me. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because you matter too much for me to stay quiet. I don't want you walking blind into a fire when I've already prepared the path around it. I want to guide you through it before it even begins. But if you skip my words now, you may skip the very instruction that keeps you from falling. God says, I have waited long enough for you to realize that what you've been calling life was never the life I intended for you. You've grown used to carrying weights I never asked you to bear. You've accepted brokenness as normal. You've called survival success. But I created you for more than survival. I created you for overflow. I designed you to live with purpose, to breathe peace, to walk in my presence daily, not occasionally, not only in crisis, but in constant communion with me. And that's why I'm speaking now. Because the path you're on is wearing you down, and you know it. I didn't come to criticize you. I came to realign you. I came to reawaken the part of you that once knew what it meant to rest in me. You were never meant to be this anxious. You were never meant to walk around waiting for everything to fall apart. That fear was planted by an enemy who knows what you could become if you trusted me again. That fear was not sent from heaven. That torment is not your portion. I gave you peace as your inheritance, and I want you to reclaim it. Type 1111 if you are ready to return to God fully. There is something I've been trying to place in your hands, but you keep reaching for everything else first. You want comfort, so you run to people. You want answers, so you run to logic. You want relief, so you run to things that leave you more empty than before. But I am still here, holding what you truly need: peace, clarity, healing, strength. And I won't force it on you. I need you to choose it. I need you to release what you've been gripping so tightly so I can place something greater in your hands. Your delay has not disqualified you. Your mistakes have not canceled your promise. But there are some things in your life that cannot follow you into what I have next. Some relationships. Some patterns. Some habits. Some thoughts. They've reached their limit. If you cling to them, you will miss what I'm releasing. And I don't want you to miss it. That's why I'm making you uncomfortable. That's why everything that once felt normal now feels heavy. Because your spirit is shifting, and your environment no longer fits what I'm trying to birth inside of you. You've prayed for me to move, but I'm telling you, the next move is yours. I've already made a way. I've already released favor. I've already prepared the breakthrough. But I need you to take the step. The step to forgive. The step to believe again. The step to turn down the volume of the world and tune back into my voice. That's what this message is, my voice reaching through your routine to remind you that you were never meant to do this alone. Type 555 if you are choosing to walk in divine covering and direction. A 7-second brain-wave ritual, once reserved for elite people and hidden in CIA files, is now public, and people call it the 30-second miracle. Scientists say it awakens a dormant brain center tied to wealth and blessings. Click the link in the comments below before it's deleted again from the internet. You've cried in silence long enough. You've smiled for the world while breaking inside. You've laughed to avoid explaining the ache. But I've seen it all. And every tear you've cried, I've collected. Not one has gone unnoticed. Not one prayer you whispered in desperation has been ignored. I've been with you in the quiet, in the stillness, in the confusion, even when you couldn't feel me. My presence is not based on your feelings, it's based on my promise. And I promised I would never leave you. That still stands. But now I'm asking you to return, not with half your heart, but with all of it. I want your faith even when it's shaky. I want your trust even when it feels small. I want your worship even when it's messy. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for surrender. That's what moves heaven. Not performance. Not pretending. But real surrender. That's what allows me to restore everything that was stolen. That's what opens the floodgates of miracles. That's what releases the strength you've been craving in silence. There is a storm trying to circle around your life, not because I've abandoned you, but because the enemy knows what I'm about to release. He's panicking. He's trying to distract you one last time. He's trying to convince you that this moment doesn't matter. But this moment is everything. This is where the shift happens. This is where your breakthrough begins, not with an explosion of signs, but with your quiet yes. Your quiet decision to say, God, I'm done running. I'm back. You've felt the urgency. You've seen the signs. You've known something in your spirit is shifting. Don't ignore it. Don't walk past the warning. Don't treat my voice like background noise. Because what I'm trying to rescue you from is real. The tragedy I spoke of is not a metaphor. It is spiritual warfare trying to steal your joy, your identity, your calling. But if you stay close, it won't touch you. If you stay surrendered, I will cover you. I will keep you. I will fight for you. God says, I know how long you've been trying to hold it all together. You've spent so much time pretending to be okay that you've forgotten what it feels like to actually be okay. You've smiled when your heart was cracking, laughed when your chest was aching, and kept moving forward when all you wanted to do was collapse. But I saw all of it. And I never once turned my eyes away from you. I never once stopped watching over you, even in the moments when you felt furthest from me. Every time you whispered, I can't do this anymore, I whispered back, you don't have to, I am here. You've been reaching for so many things, hoping one of them will finally ease the pressure. But nothing in this world can satisfy the ache in your soul because that space was made for me. That's why the emptiness keeps returning no matter what you chase. That's why the peace never lasts. Because the only true rest is found in my presence. You don't need another solution. You need me. You don't need to prove yourself anymore. You just need to let me in again. And when you do, I'll take everything you've been trying to carry and lift it off your shoulders with the gentleness only I can give. Type Amen if you feel this word reaching into your heart. This isn't just about your current struggle. It's about the pattern that's been building in your spirit. The gradual drifting. The slow detachment. The way you've been showing up physically but leaving spiritually. And if you don't stop now, if you don't come back now, you'll walk deeper into a silence that wasn't meant for you. I don't want to lose your heart to this world. I don't want your fire to fade into ashes. I don't want your light to go dim in the darkness. That's why I've been pulling you close through every discomfort, through every delay, through every closed door that left you confused. It was all me, trying to bring you back before the danger fully formed. You've told yourself, maybe later. Maybe when I'm ready. But readiness isn't what I'm asking for. I'm asking for realness. I'm asking for the part of you that's tired of running, the part of you that knows this isn't how your story was meant to end. I know there's pain. I know there's fear. I know there's shame. But none of those things scare me. I'm not waiting for the perfect version of you. I want the one reading this right now, the raw, worn down, struggling version. Because that's the one I can heal. Type 1919 if you're receiving healing and mercy right now. There is no tragedy in being broken. The tragedy is in staying broken when I've already provided the way out. You don't have to do this alone anymore. You never did. But you kept walking like you had no help. You kept moving as if you weren't being carried. You kept making plans like I wasn't already designing something far better. And I let you, not because I wanted you to fall, but because I wanted you to finally understand the limits of your own strength. And now that you've reached the end of it, I'm stepping in, not to punish you, but to rescue you. You've been in survival mode for far too long. It's time to breathe again. It's time to live again. It's time to feel joy again without wondering when it will be taken away. You don't have to be afraid of what's next if I am the one guiding you. The storms may still come, but they won't drown you. The losses may still happen, but they won't break you. The attacks may still form, but they won't prosper. Because when you're with me, nothing has permission to destroy you. You are covered, even when you don't feel it. You are held, even when you can't see it. A 7-second brainwave ritual uncovered from sealed records and hidden in CIA files is transforming financial lives. It activates a forgotten abundance channel in the brain, leading to new financial opportunities and cleared debts. Click the link in the comments below before it disappears. This is your invitation to return, not to religion, but to relationship. Not to performance, but to presence. You've been living in a world that demands so much of you while giving you so little in return. But I'm not like the world. I don't need you to earn my love. I don't need you to prove yourself worthy. I chose you long before you even knew how to choose me. I placed purpose in you before you ever felt lost. And even now, when you feel like you're drifting, I am anchoring you again with every word you're reading. You were not forgotten. You were not overlooked. You were not abandoned. You were hidden, kept away from the wrong things, protected from the things you begged me to give you. You called it delay. I called it protection. You called it unanswered. I called it not yet. Because I love you too much to let you settle for something less than what I created you for. The wait wasn't a punishment. It was preparation. And now that your heart is open again, now that your ears are listening, I can lead you to what I've always had planned. You've gotten so used to being numb that feeling anything now feels overwhelming. You've convinced yourself that you're just tired, just distracted, just in a season, but I see through all of it. I see a heart that is longing to be known again. A heart that is begging for relief. A heart that doesn't want to keep hiding behind routine and noise. I am not afraid of what's inside of you. I already know. And yet, I still chose to love you. I still chose to pursue you. I still chose to speak life over you when everyone else walked away. Type 1212 if you choose to walk by faith again, not fear. You're not here by accident. You didn't stumble across these words. Heaven orchestrated this moment. Every second of hesitation you had before reading this was met by my mercy. Every moment you thought of skipping this word was interrupted by my grace. Because I'm fighting for you, even when you're too tired to fight for yourself. I've wrapped my hand around your future, and I won't let go of it. But I can't make you stay. I can't make you listen. I can only invite you, softly and urgently, to choose me before the noise convinces you otherwise. There is a danger that comes with delay. Not just the tragedy I warned you of, but the slow corrosion of your heart when you ignore my voice. The longer you walk without me, the quieter your spirit becomes. Not because I'm silent, but because your heart grows dull. Your ears tune out the frequency of heaven. Your eyes stop seeing through the lens of faith. And what starts as a small drift soon becomes a full departure. That's why I'm pulling you back now, while your heart is still tender enough to respond. Don't wait until the pain becomes your only teacher. Let love teach you first. You have no idea how close you are to breakthrough. You don't see the prayers I've already answered that haven't yet appeared. You don't know the traps I've destroyed before they ever reached your feet. You haven't seen the doors I've been waiting to open, doors with your name on them, doors that require your full return before they can swing wide. This isn't about earning anything. This is about aligning your heart with mine, so that when the blessing comes, it doesn't destroy you. Because blessings without surrender become burdens. But blessings after surrender become fuel for purpose. Type 222 if you feel God drawing you closer even now. You've wanted me to speak. I'm speaking. You've begged me to come close. I'm here. You've asked for a sign. This is it. You've waited for direction. This is the path. But now you must act. You must choose. You must respond. Because this isn't just about hearing me, it's about obeying me. And obedience always unlocks what fear tries to steal. You may feel unready. You may feel undeserving. You may feel too broken. But none of those things disqualify you. I don't choose the perfect. I choose the willing.